Water is important, not only to sustain the current ag industry to the extent that it exists here in the valley, but I think we have to begin to think of water in a sense of clean drinking water for our low-income communities. We have plenty of communities now throughout the valley where the water is contaminated, both, you know, in almost all the counties throughout the Central Valley. We don't want to talk about, you know, but we need to, right? And I think that's a problem, because we knew, you know, Cesar Chavez fasted in 1988 because of a cancer cluster which felt residents in McFarland, California felt that the water was the cause of the cancer clusters there in that community. This was, you know, in 1988. So here we are now, what, 20, 30 years later, and we're still dealing with the same exact issues. So I think we have to have some foresight in sort of figuring out. There was an article in the Fresno Bee this weekend about the nitrates in the water. And so we have to think about, you know, what is the future of the valley going to look like in terms of our environment and in terms of the water use. I think if we're asking ag to be a participant, then maybe we have to talk about the kind of crops that are grown here that would bring more jobs to the valley, the kind of crops that maybe use less water, and talk about more water management infrastructure that is going to conserve water. Carlsbad in San Diego County, they are constructing a desalinization plant to get water out of the ocean. We're not that far from the ocean as well. And then Orange County has invested tremendously in terms of management to reclaim ground surface water so when it rains, and they've done a great job. There's countries like Israel and other arid countries where they don't have access to even the same amount of water that we have, but where they've done, you know, tremendous advancements in terms of technology and infrastructure to manage the water. Then there may be a time we have no more green lawns in the Central Valley, California. But, you know, Arizona doesn't have that now. In other states, you know, they don't have that now, and we are in an arid region. What happens if this drought continues for another 5, 10, 15 years? It doesn't matter how many reservoirs we can build, but if we can't fill them up, then it's not going to be of any use. So I think we really have to start thinking long term, you know, because even if this drought goes away, you know, what's the likelihood of another drought? You know, and we can't survive these cycles of water and then no water and expect ag to survive that, expect our communities to survive that. We all depend on water, and it is a statewide problem. It is not just a problem for us here in the Central Valley, because the Sierras are impacted throughout the state, not just here in the Central Valley. And so we have to think about what are policies that are going to best benefit us as a population as a whole. The other day during a debate with Mr. Valadao, I talked about Mono Lake. You know, just right east of the Sierras, go over Tioga Pass and you drop into Mono Valley, and then you'll see Mono Lake. And we see what unbridled, unregulated demands upon the local environment have been, and that's now almost a dead lake. But it was once a thriving, you know, watershed for endangered species and other things. We can't allow the same thing to happen to other parts of California. So it clearly is a statewide problem, and it has to be a statewide solution. And we have to bring all the stakeholders to the table to talk about solutions and have public hearings and get ideas. If it's a tunnel, you know, how feasible is a tunnel that Jerry Brown is proposing? I don't know, but it's an ideal that maybe it should be given some consideration at the table. You know, a desalinization plant in Morro Bay, that might work. You know, we have oil pipelines going that way. Maybe we need water pipelines coming this way. You know, to fill up the reservoirs that are empty, and then, you know, we have that capacity and we have that storage capacity, and we'll be able to survive these dry seasons that we have. And, you know, we don't even know how much water we're going to get this year. Last year was an El Nino year, and it really didn't pan out the way that people had expected. So I think we really have to start thinking long term, because you have a lot of these small rural communities that they never had water meters before, and their families were paying $20, $35, $40 a month for water usage. Now they've installed meters, and the price is $100, you know, $150, $200. San Joaquin, here, other towns, you know, Delano, you know, they all have water meters, and people are just really upset, you know, because now they're asked to conserve, and then when they conserve, the water district increases the rate because the water district has found out that they can't survive on the amount of You know, so we're in this catch-22, and we really better start putting on our thinking caps, looking not long-term, and figure out some long-term management solutions, because I don't think this is gonna be a one-time event. It won't.
Yeah, and I